Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video will be a simple video about tips and questions to ask to better help you find your perfect home. Let's go. Most of what I would be sharing today is what's common here throughout Las Vegas and my experience with the communities I've worked at, which are market rate communities. If you are someone that enjoys their peace and quiet, I would avoid leasing an apartment near any amenities. For example, a pool, a dog park, a playground, or just anything that drives people into that area. Asking about the hours for when these amenities open and close can also really help you out, because there's a lot of people that enjoy the pool view, but they also enjoy their quiet time after a specific time. If you are someone that is sensitive to noises, I would recommend for you to choose a corner apartment, preferably on the top floor. That way you have less neighbors and more privacy. Best time to look for an apartment would depend on where you live. Here in Las Vegas, I would recommend for you to look no sooner than 60 to 70 days out. Most communities here require a 60-day notice, meaning that we cannot see anything further out than 60 days. Please don't be that person looking 6 months ahead if you're not relocating, because an agent will not be able to personalize a quote for you, and pricing and availability more than likely will change. I've had a prospect in the past look 2 years in advance. Don't be that person. How many occupants are allowed in the household would again depend on the property management you work for. In my experience, we allow 2 persons per room plus 1. For example, if you are in a 1-bedroom, we allow up to 3 people. In a 2-bedroom, we allow up to 5. There you are. Let me tell you about income requirements. What's very common is 2.5 to 3 times the base rent. Meaning if your apartment is $1,000 a month, you have to show that you make $2,500 for 2.5 times and $3,000 for 3 times base rent. Most places will not take a W-2 or 1099 form as proof of income. If you are an independent contractor or self-employed, a lot of properties will allow you to pay a few months up front, but just check with the property. If you have pets, please be sure to ask about the pet policy. Most places have a set weight limit for pets, or your pet is only allowed on the first floor if it's above a certain weight or height. Some communities will only ask you for a pet fee, and other communities will ask you for both a pet fee and a pet deposit. Fees and deposits are one-time charges. Fees are non-refundable. And deposits are usually refunded to you at move out once the household has been inspected and there is no physical damages done to the household above wear and tear. We are performing. There's normally a breed restriction in place, and that is very common. Those breeds that are in that list are usually considered aggressive breeds. I don't believe that there's such thing as an aggressive breed, but it is what it is. Some communities may also charge you a monthly pet rent, and that can depend on the pet. If it's considered a smaller pet, it can be a lower amount than a larger pet. Ask about which utilities you will be responsible for as a tenant. Why are you still there? Most communities will charge you a flat rate fee, which usually include water, sewer, and trash. Other communities will bill you depending on property's usage. I personally prefer the flat rate fee. That way I don't have to worry about what's due monthly and I know ahead of time. Utilities the tenant is usually responsible for is gas and electric, and they have to set up these services separately and make sure they have these services on prior to moving in. Is internet or cable included? This depends on the community. Some communities will have package deals with cable companies and others won't, and you have to set up the service separately. The communities that I've worked at have not had any package deals in place, and I honestly prefer that, because once you have a package deal in place, you cannot tweak that package deal and you're stuck with it throughout your lease term. If you are someone that prefers satellite, more than likely you can have satellite in your apartment, but you would have to check to see if the apartment you're interested in leasing has a balcony and that it's facing the required direction. If this is your first apartment, only you know what space is right for you and what you need less of and more of, or what you like versus what you don't like. I think it's very important for me to stress that this information can vary from state to state, community to community, and even company to company. This has been my experience and the communities that I've worked at, and it also has been what's very common here in Las Vegas. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and once again, don't forget to show your girl some love. Bye!
Violently breaking into pieces.
The like and subscribe button. Are you still following me?